Welcome to the Malt YouTube channel. Today we're not brewing beer, but I'm going to show you how to make another alcoholic drink that I've just fallen back in love with.
Martin, you have just been away for a rather lovely holiday, haven't you? Which I think is probably what's inspired this particular video. Before we dive into what we're going to be making today, although you probably can tell by the thumbnail, where have you been?
I've been to Italy, Vico Equense. It's kind of between Pompeii and Sorrento, kind of Amalfi area.
Okay.
So the one thing that is prevalent there, lemons.
Now you love Italian food and drink culture, don't you?
Massively. But you know, I've only kind of been there for business before. So this was the first time I've been there on holiday, you know, fully indulged myself in pizza, and a little bit of pasta.
And obviously some wonderful beer and some lovely limoncello.
Oh mate, yes, limoncello. You know, it's one of those drinks that you've given when you go for an Italian meal. It's kind of like the end of the meal and lots of people just neck it and it's like, ugh. But actually, the thing I discovered on this trip, I love an Aperol.
Yep.
Limoncello spritz.
Oh, okay, wonderful.
You know, that's the starter of the meal.
Yeah.
So, limoncello at the start, limoncello at the end.
Bookended by lemons. And also, what really inspired this was that you got talking to some locals and actually discovered that many people make their own limoncello at home.
Yeah, so Christina, who was looking after us, she basically picked us up from the train station, took us to where we were staying. She kindly shared her family recipe with me after sharing a bottle of it with us.
Oh, wow, okay.
And it was absolutely delicious. And the other thing was, the place we were staying, lemon tree in the garden. So, you know, I spent like days looking at this tree thinking, what could I make with those lemons?
What could I make? I wonder.
So hence,
Yeah.
I brought some back in my suitcase.
So yes, there is a wonderful bowl of absolutely amazing looking lemons on the table here, which we're going to be turning some of them into limoncello over the course of this video. But I think first off, look at the size of them.
Yeah, now those ones are actually ones I purchased when we were in Amalfi.
Yeah.
You know, and then there are these ones which we picked off the tree in the garden of where we were staying.
So for anybody that's watching this, that this has piqued their interest, or they're a regular viewer on our channel but doesn't know what limoncello is, Martin, what is it?
It's basically an Italian lemon liqueur. You know, it's roughly around about 25 to 30% ABV, and it's kind of like a digestif.
Okay, yeah. So traditionally had at the end of a meal, like you said, palate cleansing, like you say, a digestif. I mean, I've had limoncello and I've enjoyed it, but I'm super excited to actually have a go at making some of our own.
Yeah, well, I mean, life gives you lemons. What are you going to do? Make limoncello.
So what is a very top line overview of the process to make limoncello?
Okay, so we're going to need lemons.
Yeah.
6 to 8 lemons, good lemons. High strength alcohol, which isn't always the easiest to get hold of. And you're also then going to need to leave that sitting to extract the oils for 3 to 7 days. Then you come back, dilute it with sugar syrup, wait 7 days, drink.
Right, okay, so it's about 2 weeks all in.
Yes.
Nice, and fairly low touch as well by the sounds of it.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
This is the first time I've tried it, so we're going to learn on the job.
So the ingredients you listed there, it's fairly straightforward: sugar, alcohol, probably some water to make the sugar syrup with. But let's start by just a real close overview of the lemons, because you know you're going to want to think about this because you're investing time into it, right? Like any other ingredient, you want the best you can get.
Yeah. So everything I've looked at, as well as the recipe that Christina kindly shared, they all say you need unwaxed.
Yeah.
Which is fairly easy. You can get those in most places. You also ideally want organic, because that means there's no pesticides, because you don't want the pesticides because you're on the skin. Yes, you're going to wash them, but it could still be there. What we've chosen is obviously the ones I brought back, but I know you can go to Marks & Spencer's, get a really nice Italian lemon in there, and even in Lidl you can get a beautiful Italian lemon in there. I think they're like 50p each.
Right, okay, so there are good lemons available. You know, you might have a really good fruit and veg market near you, or wholesalers of like Italian produce.
Yeah.
You know, we go to some local Italian delis for our pizza ingredients, don't we? So, you know, check out those kind of places, because undoubtedly there'll be some in your town.
Yeah.
But whether they're going to be able to
You
get
can.
hold of things like that.
Now, I have looked before I went to Italy. You can find and buy boxes of Amalfi lemons if you so wish, but you obviously want them to be as fresh as possible. So that's the other thing to kind of balance. How long is it taking them to get here? How long till you get your hands on them?
Right. Okay. And then, like we talked about using some high strength alcohol.
Right now, so this is where it became a little bit sketchy. Christina in her WhatsApp, where she detailed the recipe, which was about 2 sentences, she said 96% alcohol. So I don't know whether that's 96% proof or 96% ABV. I did a bit of researching. You can easily get hold of 40 to 45% ABV vodka. That is kind of like 90% proof, but you can also buy Everclear, and that is a 96% American grain spirit, very difficult to get hold of unless you really kind of know where to dig around for it. Or you can buy neutral spirit, which is like, you know, what someone's distilled, and that's around about 70%. You know, the other thing is, if you're a distiller and you've got access to a still, why not make your own?
Yeah, I mean, very simple, you know, make a sugar wash, distill that, run it through some carbon, job done.
Yeah, you'll come out with something like 90%.
Yeah, and then what about sugar? What did Christina have to say about sugar?
700 grams of sugar in water.
Okay, so not like a...
Not descriptive.
No, not like a bespoke Italian type sugar. No, okay. All right, well, I mean, there's loads of different sugars available off the shelf in the supermarket. I think we'll probably use dextrose just because it's really easy to dissolve into sugar, and, you know, we've got it readily available here. What else? Anything on water?
Water. So I think I'm going to go with bottled water on that case.
Yeah,
you know, the trusty Tesco's Ashbeck.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, we know it's clean, we know it's pure. Right.
Yeah.
So step one, what do we need to do?
Peel the lemons.
Right.
Now I've bought a couple of sorts. I bought, you know, potato peeler.
Yeah, speedy peeler.
I've also bought a microplane just in case the peeler isn't sharp enough to get through. Okay.
All right, cool.
Backup plan.
I'm going to watch you very vigilantly to make sure that you don't get any of the pith.
Yeah, we need to avoid the pith. We just want the zest because the pith equals bitterness.
Right. Go on then.
Oh, that's doing the job.
And how much do you think we need roughly in terms of weight? You said like 6 to 8 lemons, right?
I'm kind of thinking that might be like, what, 100 grams? I don't know. I'm going to weigh it so I can find out. So that way, if I do this again in future, I kind of know where I'm going with it. And if I need to increase the taste after we've tasted it as well. You know, it's kind of that home brewer in me. Record, take notes, replicate, repeat. All of those things go on in your head. That one's going to be going home with me and become sorbet. Let's get another one. All right, last bit coming off. It smells amazing here now, doesn't it? Does, yeah. Because obviously it's releasing all the oils as we're kind of...
Yeah, I mean, they're like, and they're also like lemons we've never really used before. I can't believe these were growing in the garden of the house that you were staying in, and you've picked them
a week ago.
Yeah,
and they're kind of here now, and hand smells amazing, by the way. And the next step, I want to weigh this just for my own personal interest. Like I say, I want to be able to kind of replicate and know if I need to add more or less next time. Okay, so we've got some scales there. Yep, scales. And we've got another jug which we can put on there. Hey, look at that, I thought it was going to be like about 100. We've actually got 140 grams off 6 lemons. So we're on to the infusion part now, aren't we, Martin? So we've got our measuring jug to measure out our neutral spirit, we've got our lovely lemon peel, and we've got a really nice clean kilner jar to store our infusion in, and some neutral spirit. Nice big bottle of neutral spirit you got there. Yeah, James, I like to buy it in bulk. You know, I kind of like use those still spirit flavourings quite a lot to make different drinks at home. So that's kind of how I've got such a big bottle of it. Yeah. Right, so I'm going to measure out a litre. If you could open the jar. Yep. Do you want me to put the lemon peel in the jar? Yeah, you might as well, James. Yeah. Have your hands smelling as fresh as mine. Now, as with everything, clean, sanitised, hands are clean. Even though we're going to be using some really high strength alcohol for this, you know, we do want to make sure that we are being as careful as possible. Right, now, can he pour it without spilling any of that lovely neutral spirit? Oh, well, this is the tricky bit with a Pyrex. So this is 45%, yeah? This is at 45%, yeah. So, you know, Christina obviously said 96, not describing whether that was ABV or proof. Yeah. So I've taken it as, she obviously meant 96% proof, and, you know, that roughly works out about 45%. Yeah. Right. Get that lid on.
So do we need to do anything at this point? Do we need to give it a shake or anything?
So we're going to let it infuse for 3 to 7 days. During that time, we want to kind of shake it every day. You know, and eventually what's supposed to happen, all of the oils will leak out, the liquid will go yellow, and the lemon peel has this surprising effect apparently, according to what I've been told. Almost goes crispy.
Oh, right, okay.
So we'll see you in 7 days' time. James, it's been a week now by the magic of video editing.
Yep, and we've got a jar of wonderful lemony goodness, haven't we?
You've got to have a sniff of this.
All right, go on then. Oh man, that's so fresh.
Lemony.
Yeah, it's really fresh, isn't it? Really fragrant.
I spilled a bit in my hand.
Oh, I better lick that off. And actually, what I do love about it is that the liquid has gone really yellow as well, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's proper kind of lemony sunshine.
Yeah,
It's lovely.
So where are we at? What is our next step in the process?
Okay, so plan of action. Need you to weigh out 700 grams of sugar. That's going to go into there.
Yeah.
I'm going to measure out a litre of water.
Yeah.
Then we're going to dissolve the sugar. So then we've got the induction hob, so we can help dissolve that. So we'll warm it up a little bit, and then we want to let that cool down.
Yeah. None of this is specialist equipment. It's scales.
This is my pot from home.
Yeah.
And then while we're letting that cool down, we're going to filter out the lemon rind.
Yeah.
We're going to use a sieve, but we've also lined some coffee filters in there to just kind of help catch any little small particles.
Yeah.
See how that comes out. If we need to do it again, we do it again. And then we're going to combine the two once that's cooled down.
Right, cool. So I'll get on weighing this out. 700 grams, yeah?
700 grams, please, James. It's a 1 kilo bag. I'm kind of eyeballing this because you know how I like my Ashbeck 5 litre bottles.
You do, yeah.
I think there's
big fan.
I think there's about just over a litre in here. Oh, look at that! Look at that! Just a tiny amount left.
There you go. Right, there's your 700 grams of dextrose.
Right.
You're going to need something to stir it. Let me go and get your mash paddle. There's one thing we're not short of here at the Malt Miller. It's things for stirring.
Right, so I'm going to turn this on.
Yep.
I'll start warming it up. Yeah, just give it a stir until it goes clear.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Right, well that's all dissolved now, James.
Yep.
It's nice and clear. We've had bubbles on the bottom of the saucepan. So let's turn that off.
Do that for you.
And we'll just set that to the side.
Yeah, because you need to let that come down to room temperature.
Yeah, ideally.
Okay.
That's what we really want to achieve.
So we'll get the hob out of the way and then on to filtering the lemons while that's cooling down.
Okay, so that's cooling down now.
Yeah.
So the next job is to get the liquid out of here into there, filter out the little bits and obviously the rind.
Yeah, and we've lined it with some coffee paper and washed it through with water. Helps it sort of stick and also means you're not, well, it's like making coffee. You don't get that papery flavour potentially. So do you want me to hold this straight while you pour?
That would be awesome because I don't want to just throw it all in. I want to kind of do this gently.
Yeah, and in my experience, having run certain things through coffee filter papers, it does sort of build up a little bit over the sides. So
let's just take it gently.
It's so yellow. Doing a good job of not spilling any there, Martin.
A few little drips, but it's the proper stuff this. I don't want to waste any of it. So the liquor's filtered through, James.
Yeah.
Sugar syrup has cooled down by the aid of a water bath.
Yeah, the classic homebrew trick.
Yeah.
Stick it in a bath of cold water.
Off camera, I've been told I can't throw these away because Robert wants to make candied lemon peel with them.
Okay, thank
so
you.
Off you go.
So what we've got to do now, combine this all together.
Yeah, this is going to go into there, stir it. Now, typically what will happen is you'll see, I think you pronounce it looshing or, I don't know.
Okay.
There's a term, but basically it's going to go cloudy because of the amount of oils that are in here and obviously the sugar of that.
Which, if anybody watching this has ever made gin before, the botanicals do exactly the same, and sometimes you have to dilute it with a little bit more spirit to make it go clear again. We're not interested in that here because actually limoncello...
It's supposed to be cloudy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So I'll stir.
Let's get that out of the way.
You can pour in the lemon liquid. Right, last little bit going in. That's amazing as well, isn't it? Because we've actually watched it change its opacity, didn't it?
It didn't go as quick as I thought it would. Now, obviously, it's still at around about 20 degrees, so maybe it'll go a little bit more cloudy as it gets in the fridge.
Yeah.
But, yeah, that's that done.
And it's still retained that gorgeous yellow colour, even after being diluted with the sugar syrup.
And the smell.
Yeah.
Oh. Next job, I've got a collection of bottles, so we're going to pour some of this into the jug, and pour it into bottles. Right, so it's a bit of a hodgepodge of bottles, but you know, you can choose what type of bottles, whether you're reusing wine bottles, spirit bottles, or you know, like these type of things you can buy in IKEA, Dunelm, etc. Going to tip some of this into here. This is where it might get potentially messy because saucepan's a jug.
Yeah. Oh no, you're doing a good job. Actually, you're doing a better job of that than you did pouring it out of the corner.
Yeah. And then we're just going to go into the bottles.
And these are cleaned and sanitised using home rinse sanitizer as ever. You know, there's quite a lot of sugar in this.
Yeah.
So unlike if you was just storing spirit, where you don't need to necessarily worry as much about sanitising because the spirit does a good job. I've got to be a bit more careful here.
The homebrew, and you never really kind of leaves, you do just think, well, I'm going to sanitise that. That's just over 2 litres now, packaged up into a variation of different bottles.
Does that mean I can enjoy some now?
No, I'm afraid not, James. We need to wait a week. You know, you could drink it, but it tastes at its best when it's all combined and it's had time to just maturate for like a week. Stick it in the fridge or pop it in the freezer. Leave it alone.
Okay, I can be patient for another week, although it does look and smell delicious. So I'm really excited to see how it turns out. See you in a week.
See you in a week's time. It's been 2 weeks now since we started our Limoncello project. We're here in the garden, having just been filming, making pizzas and doing a bit more content. Beautiful sunshine. Best time to try limoncello, I think.
Well, and also it's the Italian theme, right? We've just enjoyed making pizza all day long. And what better way to round off a day of eating Italian-inspired pizza than homemade limoncello?
And we've also got Rob's toenail clippings, as we've been calling them here.
They're not toenail clippings, they are candied lemon peel. And I'll stand by my candied lemon peel because actually they're really quite nice.
Oh, okay.
However, they do look like toenail clippings.
Yeah, they do.
I'll give you that.
Yeah. Should we go in for a taste of this limoncello?
Yeah, I think let's get into it.
Yeah, come on then, fellas.
Cheers.
You'll see also on the table, you know, I have made another batch since with the little lemons I talked about.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Right.
Cheers.
Cheers. Great glasses.
Here's my little schnapps glasses.
Yeah, that's nice. Wowzer.
Oh,
That's nice. That tastes of sunshine.
that does taste of sunshine. And what a perfect digestive.
Yeah,
Is that what you say?
I think so.
Yeah. Man, that's super refreshing.
Straight out of the freezer.
Yeah, keep the bottle in the freezer.
Yeah.
Just pour it straight out. Really should chill the glasses down, but
No, that's absolutely, that is so lemony tangy, but
Yeah.
it's got some real depth to it as well. Actually, that's delicious.
a little bit of dryness, a little bit of sweetness in there.
Yeah.
Mm.
I think that's been as an experiment that's outside of beer.
Yeah.
But in line with what we do, that's awesome. Great fun.
I think that would just make fantastic limoncello spritz as well.
Oh yeah.
Oh man, yeah, really would. But not for today. Maybe for another day, right?
Well, I might have to wrap up the day with one.
Yeah, we are at your house. We've both got to drive, so
Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely reminding me of that trip to Italy, which is kind of what I'd hope he'd do, and also make good use of those lemons I brought back.
But also having us now producing stuff that's inspired by travels and reading, and it's actually such a fantastic hobby. So many different sides to it that all come together. Fantastic, great experiment. Yeah.
Come on then, pass us the toenail clip.
Come on, have a toenail clipping.
it's like something out
Get
of
your
a
big old
Roald
hand
Dahl
in there.
book,
Look at that.
isn't it? Rob's toenail clippings.
They're actually really quite good for like off the cuff experiment to use up what you were going to throw away. I actually quite like.
I think I might be doing that with these when I just take these out.
Not as sweet as you think as well, which is actually really nice.
Smell fantastic. Really smell of the limoncello as well.
Yeah. Right. Cheers, fellas.
Cheers. Oh, and cheers to Christina for the recipe.
Yeah.
Nice.
Thanks, Christina.
If you've enjoyed this video and there's any other things you'd like to see us have a go at making, please hit us up in the comments below. Personally, I think I'm going to have a go at making this with either some oranges or some limes next. I think that would be really good.
Limes. That'd be so good, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Now, if you've made it to the end of this video and you're not already, please do subscribe to our channel, hit the bell for notifications, and don't forget you can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, X, and TikTok. We normally say have a great brew, but have a great limoncello.
Nice.
Have a great sunshine day.
Well, yeah, all of the above.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Ta-da!